This
So
conference will now be
again,
recorded.
Uh, who's that?
Ashish, Ashish Sona.
Ashish, I had shared over the WhatsApp that I needed you to be ready with the pre-setup, the Node.js installation and VS Code installation. Are you there in the WhatsApp group?
Today evening only I got joined in that. So till time I didn't receive any. Probably before that you might have shared.
Okay, I am sharing it in the chat also right away.
Because the earliest update I received at 1750.
Okay, I had shared it like twice in the group. So I'm sharing it in the chat right now. If you can see, you need to install Node.js. So I'll share my screen quickly. And this is the link for installing Node.js. So in case you have Mac, you can install it through Brew and go ahead. And in case you have Windows, just select Windows here and just follow the steps that are mentioned and you will be able to install it. The other thing we need to install is the VS Code. So this is the link for installing VS Code on Mac OS, and this is the installation setup for Windows VS Codes. Uh, so these two things are minimalistic that we would need for the installations. Okay, I think I can see a lot of yes who have already done the pre-setup. I will start with the session now. So basically, I'll repeat what we did yesterday. We need to have a workspace. So I have this workspace already created for myself, which is workspace means a folder. So Tripti Practice Workspace is my workspace. So a workspace may contain more than one project folders. Okay, so you may have projects pertaining to different client or maybe different applications. Okay, so we will have more than one projects in one workspace. So I have created this workspace. Now either you can just right click and create a new folder here, or maybe you can use your command prompt or terminal for that. So yesterday I had created one, but I'll recreate the folder in. So I have this workspace, Tripti Practice Workspace. I'll use this, and then I will create a folder inside it. Probably I'll name Playwright Training Jan. If I'll do ls, I can see that this folder is created. So I have this folder created. This is a blank folder, it has nothing in it. Okay, now to access VS Code, we have two methods. Okay, one is through the command prompt or the terminal in Mac. So what you can do is you can cd the Playwright project that you have just created, and you can say code space dot, and when you press enter, it basically opens uh, VS Code with your current folder. Okay, so this is one way to access the VS Code with your project. The other way is that you basically go to your Windows Explorer and you type here Visual Studio Code and just press enter. This will open, and then you may navigate to the project folder and open it. I hope everybody was able to catch up till here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yes, okay.
Okay.
Uh, Hello, can I just want to interrupt over here. Actually, I tried installing this Node.js and this Visual Studio. Here, do I need to select these additional tasks in Visual Studio Code, like add open with code action to Windows and add open with code actions to Explorer directly context menu?
You just
So these are
go ahead with the default selections. Okay.
okay, and for same with Node.js, I need not to select automatically install the necessary tools, just default only.
Yeah, whatever the default selections are.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Now comes the step where we need to, if you might have installed the VS Code very recently and you did not had it earlier, you might not be able to see this. Yeah, I'll just zoom it out first. So this beaker sign on the left panel, you might not be able to see, which is a test explorer. Okay. So to have this test explorer, go to the extension, which is something like this broken Rubik cubes things. If you go here, you will type Playwright test for VS Code. Once you type this, the first option that you are seeing, which is this Playwright test for VS Code, just install it. I am getting an option to uninstall because this is already installed in my VS Code. So you will just install it, and as soon as you install it, you will start seeing this beaker sign, the test explorer, in your VS Code. Then you can go back to the project explorer. So this is your project explorer, this is your search, this is your git source control, this is for running and debugging, this is your extensions tab, uh, this is just leave it, this is your test explorer, and this is for docker and github actions. Okay, so these are few major things. We are going to mostly use the project explorer, which is this, the source control, definitely, the extensions, yes, and the testing explorer is what we are going to frequently use throughout our sessions. So please be aware of these controls. So once this is done, now I'm seeing a blank project here, and I need to create my Playwright setup. Okay. So for the Playwright setup, I will open my terminal of the VS Code. So this is the terminal tab, and then you'll say new terminal. Okay. This will open a new terminal for you. Just like your command prompt, something like this is your personal command prompt for VS Code. Okay. And here I will I will install Playwright with a command called npm, which is Node Package Manager. Okay, the Node Package Manager basically helps you install all the dependencies that you will need throughout your uh, programming. Okay, so I will say npm, which is Node Package Manager, init initialize, short for initialize, Playwright at latest. So Playwright at latest means the latest version of Playwright. So I want to initialize my project with Playwright and its latest version. That is what I'm asking the Node Package Manager to do. And I press enter. As soon as I press enter, it would ask me that which language you would like to go ahead with, which scripting language would you like to go ahead with. Since this session is about TypeScript, we will go with the default selection, okay, which is TypeScript, and press enter. Where to put your end-to-end tests? So it is asking that where would you like to create your end-to-end test, and it would create a default folder for your tests with that name, which you are going to suggest here, and also give you some example tests in it by default. Okay, so I will go with the default name tests. Okay, so I just pressed tab, and it selected the default name, and I press enter. Do you want to add GitHub Actions workflow? Yes, because we are going to learn that in our advanced CI/CD sessions. Okay, so I will say yes. That is why. Install Playwright browsers, obviously, yes, I need them, so I will let it be true by default. Okay, and the installation starts. As soon as the installation is completed, you will see that there is a structure created inside your project with all the necessary setup for Playwright. Okay, this is a default structure that Playwright provides. Till here, everybody? Is everybody able to catch up till here?
Yes.
All right, great. So this is a default structure that Playwright provides us. When you go through the each and every folder inside this project that is created, there is first of all .github, which helps us in creating a Playwright YAML file, which will help us in creating our GitHub actions, and we will learn about it in our CI/CD sessions. Okay. Node modules are all the Playwright dependencies or the Playwright, you know, Playwright files or Playwright provided by the Playwright functions and classes that we are going to use throughout our programming. Okay. Tests and test examples are two folders which are provided by default by this setup, which has certain example tests inside it. So tests folder is something that we had asked that I want my test folder, uh, the end-to-end test folder to be by this name. I could have given any other name also, E2E tests or regression tests or whatever you would like to have. And it will give then three folders to you. And now I have just two, and in which I have two example tests. Okay. One is this one and the other one is this one. So this one, example spec.ts, is something which is a very simplistic one, in which it is only accessing this particular URL and then checking that that particular page has the title as Playwright. Okay. And this demo to do app has a little complicated or little advanced level, where it has used arrays and constants and fixtures and all throughout the test. Okay, don't worry, don't get scared, we are going to learn all this in our coming up advanced sessions. Dot git ignore, as I said yesterday, those who are aware of how Git works might be aware of this file git.gitignore. Otherwise, we will be learning it anyways in our advanced sessions when we are going to learn CI/CD with Git. Package log.json, just forget about it. We are not going to use it much. Package.json is what we are going to manipulate a lot in our advanced sessions when we are going to go ahead. And whatever dependencies we are installing, like we installed Playwright right now, and we said that we are going to use TypeScript. So that is why these two dependencies are installed and added to the package.json. Okay. So those who might have worked on Java must be aware of Maven, POM. So this is similar kind of thing that is happening here, where we are adding all the dependencies that we will require throughout the programming. Okay, we are going to use this section scripts a lot when we are going to go a little advanced. How we can manipulate this section and make our framework more advanced to be used. Playwright config.ts. This is going to be our Bible throughout, and this is going to control the Playwright config.ts controls the complete execution of whatever we are going to build. Okay, so we are going to manipulate this config.ts a lot at various points, and we are going to learn each and every property inside this config file and more which are not there yet currently in this file. Okay, so this file is the Bible. It is going to control everything related to Playwright executions, and we are going to manipulate this a lot going ahead. Okay, so we'll understand each and every property of it that you can currently see by your eyes, and also we are going to manipulate it or add more properties for our enhancements. Okay, so this is complete structure of the Playwright setup. So as you can see, Playwright installation provides you a basic framework structure for yourself, which you can further enhance, add, or make it more, corrective or modularized as you want. Okay, and we are going to do that. As in, when we go ahead, you will see that a complete framework structure is created by itself. Okay? So this is what it is. Still here, everyone? Any questions?
See, till time I had just installed, as you said, that a Playwright for a test for VS Code. That only I have installed, and the remaining things, whatever you have shown up, so I have to go through more during through recording. So, what is there anything which I have to do, or if anything, you can brief me in a line that what was yesterday and how we are going to proceed, because I'm lagging compared to other participants.
So whatever we did yesterday, I have repeated everything just now.
Okay, okay, okay.
And
So means
and just now I repeated it at a very slow motion. Yesterday I just demoed it quickly.
okay, okay. Okay, I'll go through with these things, and if any question will come, so I'll ask you later. So these things you have already installed in yesterday's class. This backup means this project name and everything. It's already done.
I did it just now, Ashish.
Okay, sorry. At parallelly, I was installing the same. Okay, I'll check with it, and if any question, I'll get back to you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay. That is the reason why I asked to be ready with the pre-setup, you know. Any other questions? Anyone? All right. So moving ahead, there is another way to install Playwright. If I do Command Shift P for Mac and Control Shift P for Windows, then I see something like this, which is called a command palette. Okay. In this command palette, I can type install Playwright. Okay, and I will see something like this. When I click on this, it'll ask me that which all browsers and workflow do you want to install. I can select them and I can say okay, and it also does the same task that we have just done. But sometimes it does not, do the complete installation and setup. Something or the other gets missed out. So that is why I don't rely on this particular method very much, and I go by the command prompt only. So the npm initialization is something I'm more confident with for the installations, for the complete installations and setup. So I would suggest that go by that only. Okay, so we have a initial setup with us already. The framework is there already. A initial framework is there already, and now we are going to learn how can we run our playwright tests. Okay, so running the playwright test, there are n number of ways to do it, and I'm going to show you all right now. Okay, so the first and the foremost is that you go to the test folder, you open this particular spec file. Okay, so the spec file is something, those who are aware of Cucumber, spec file looks something exactly like a step definition. It's a mix of step definition and your feature file. Okay, so the feature file has your specifications, so these are the specifications, and the spec definitions has your complete code execution, which is there here inside each and every test. Okay, so these are the specifications, has title. So it says that in this particular test I'm checking whether this substring playwright is present in the title of my page or not. Okay, and then this test specification says that get started link is there or not. I'm checking whether the get started link is there or not inside my page. Okay, and if it is there, then I'm clicking it to check the uh, effectiveness of that particular link. Okay, so these are the two tests that are present in this particular specification file, in this particular spec file. Okay, I can run them in three ways now. Okay, the first and the foremost way is, you see a green arrow over here. Okay, you can click on this green arrow and it starts the execution of this particular test. Okay, so one of the way is this, which is straightforward and easy to go. Okay, the other way is we just installed our testing explorer. Okay, we just installed the test explorer, which is this beaker sign on the left. Okay, in our VS code, we can manipulate or use this for execution. So I see my example spec.ts here. I can either click here. This helps you run all the tests inside this particular folder. Okay. If I click here, this runs all the tests inside this specification file, in this particular spec file. If I more, expand it, then I see my two tests and I can run each test individually also to my ease. Okay. So this is the third way of executing your, second way of executing your tests. Okay. The most used way that I'm going to use in future is the npx command of Node.js, okay, which is Node Package Executor. Okay, so we are going to use that. So I'm going to say npx. I'll expand this. I hope everybody is able to see my screen. So I'll say npx playwright. Okay, because I'm going to run a playwright test, and then test is a keyword. So these three are the keywords to run the playwright test: npx playwright test and my spec file name. Okay, so my spec file name is example. It's not giving me the name. So what I'll do is I'll just copy the relative path and I'll paste it here. Okay, so this is my spec file name. I can use this command also to do the same thing that we just saw. Okay, so when I do this and I enter, it executes all the tests which are inside this particular spec file. Now the execution is completed, and we saw that there was no browser initiated. It was in a headless mode by default. Okay, by default it executed in a headless mode. Why did that happen? That happened because I said that playwright config.ts is the one which controls everything, every execution inside the playwright code. Okay, in this playwright config.ts, if you go, you will see a property. Okay, there is no property, so by default it is headless. So we need to make headless as false. We don't want it to be running in headless mode. Okay, so what we're going to do is inside this use property, okay, this use property, inside this particular uh, scope, or this particular bracket of this use property, I'm going to add one more property, headless. So as soon as you start typing, you will see the option headless. So this is called IntelliSense of VS Code. Okay, so I'm seeing this headless. I'll say headless colon is false. So I'm making headless as false. I don't want my test to be executing in a headless mode. I want to see the browsers getting launched and getting executed. Okay, so now if I do the execution here, I will see that the browsers are launching and my execution is completed. Okay, everything has passed. Till here, everybody, if you want the command, the npx command that I just used, I am going to copy paste that in the chat.
Ma'am, please repeat once again.
Tripti, I have one question related to this test file. I'm not able to see this test debug or that option which is in your file.
Which option are you talking about?
Can you go on the test file? Yeah,
This
this.
one.
Yeah.
In which file are you checking example spec.ts?
Yes.
Have you installed Are you able to see this beaker sign, the testing tab in your left panel?
Yes, I can see that.
Can you just close your VS Code and reopen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can do that. Or is this any setting basically which I have to do?
I will tell you. Just do
Yeah,
once that.
I'm doing that. Yeah, still it is the same.
Okay. What is the folder name that you have given? You have given the folder name as tests only, or
Uh,
something else?
Training. I have given a folder name as a training.
Right. So go to the playwright config.ts.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you see here in test dir?
Uh, which one? Config.ts. Okay, just a sec. I can see as a training dot slash training.
The one that you have given.
Yes.
Oh, then it should work. I'm not sure why it is not working. Maybe
But
try. Maybe
we can
just try.
take it. Yeah.
Sorry.
We can take it later on. I will try to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. So Tulasi or somebody had asked me to repeat, so I'm repeating it again. So we just now did the installations. Okay. I hope everybody was able to catch up with the installation, Playwright installation. This basic setup is ready with everybody. Okay. So now what
Yes, ma'am.
So now what I showed was that how can we run our tests in Playwright, okay, with VS Code, okay. So these are our tests. Wherever you see this term test written, these are our tests, okay. So to execute these tests, there are three ways we can do it, okay. One is that you see this green arrow, okay. You can click on this and it starts executing your tests. This is specific only to run the tests, okay. The other way is that you go to your test explorer, which is the beaker sign on your left side of VS Code. And here you will see your tests and you can run either all the tests or individual tests by clicking on these arrows. Okay. So this is the second way to execute your test. The third and the most used way that we are going to use throughout is the command, which I have just shared in the chat also, which is the npx command, okay, the node package executor. Here I will say npx playwright test, because I'm going to run the playwright test, so I am giving instructions to the executor that I want to run a playwright test, and my playwright tests are inside the file example spec.ts. Okay, so I'll just say example.spec.ts, okay, and I'll press enter. And this starts the execution and completes the execution of my tests. Can you show the browser output? What does that mean? I don't understand. If you are talking about what I see on the terminal, so this is what I see in the terminal, where it says running 6 tests using 5 workers and 6 have passed. Okay. So now the question comes is, Tripti, there are only 2 tests inside my file. I executed only 2 tests. Then how come it is showing 6 passed? How come it is showing 6 tests? Running 6 tests. Workers, we are going to learn in our advanced session what are workers. This is something for parallel execution that we use basically. So it is saying running 6 tests and 6 passed, but I executed only 2 tests. Then how come it is saying that there are 6 tests? Okay. Then again, we go back to our playwright config.ts. When you started the execution in non-headless mode, right, with the browsers launching, you must have seen that there are, yes, that's correct, Arjit. So there are 3 browsers that got launched. Okay, why? Because in playwright config.ts, I have configured 3 browsers: Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit. Okay, so I have configured 3 browsers. That is why each test got executed in 3 browsers which makes it 6 tests. Okay, that is the reason I see here that 6 tests were there and 6 of them passed. Okay, I mean, we are already using Chrome browser, but if you want to use only Chrome browser, you can comment out the others. Okay, so I can comment out all other browser settings and I can have only Chrome browser being used. Okay, so once I have commented that in the config, I can rerun with the same command, and this time it will only be the Chrome browser that will get launched, and it says that I had executed 2 tests and 2 of them have passed. Also, when you go to your test explorer, you see here options according to the playwright config.ts. Earlier you were seeing here 3 browsers, right? Chromium, WebKit, and changes are made in playwright config.ts. Playwright config.ts is our Bible and it controls the complete execution. So earlier when I had not commented these browsers, so I'll uncomment them once again. Sorry. So I have uncommented the Firefox and WebKit now, and as soon as I uncomment and save it in the playwright config.ts, I see all the 3 browsers here. Okay, but when I comment back the Firefox and WebKit and save the changes, then only Chromium is available since I have only Chromium configured. So when I was seeing 3 browsers here, I could have during the execution. So during the execution, I could have selected all the 3 browsers when I'm doing it from the test explorer. Okay, or I could have selected only Chrome. So here I can manipulate using only one browser at a time or more than one browser at a time. Okay. For headed mode, I again made changes in the playwright config.ts. There is a property called use. There is a property which is inside a curly braces block. Here I added this headless as false. So it helps us you execute in the headed mode. I'm not sure if anyone else is facing any video or audio lags. Yeah, so kindly check your network connections, please, or hopefully you're not connected to any VPN that makes such kind of issues arise. Till here, everybody is able to catch up till here.
Tripti, what is the shortcut for commenting?
Uh, it is Control Shift and /.
Okay.
You can find you can find the shortcuts for VS Code over the internet also. Okay, I can share the checklist for that. Yeah,
That will be great. Thank you.
yeah, I'll share that. No problem. You can install Safari browser on Windows also if you want. Otherwise, if you have Edge, then you can configure it for Edge. I will provide you the configuration. Okay, guys. So till here, everyone understood the executions.
Yes, clear, ma'am.
I have one doubt, Trupti. So I commented out the Chrome, the WebKit and Edge. Still, my tests are like 6 tests are running.
Did you save the changes? If you don't save the changes, you'll see a dot here. So for say example, I commented here, I comment this, okay. Not working. So this I commented. Oh, sorry. So you see this dot here and it is coming in red. That means you have not saved the changes.
Okay.
So you need to save the changes to see the changes, okay, for the changes to work.
Okay.
So as soon as I do Control S, I will save the file, the changes of the file, and that will work. Till here, everybody? Great. So I'm going to share another interesting feature of Playwright, which is very robust and very helpful to all of us while we are very new to the tool, and we need to do our initial create our initial tests quickly. So what helps us the most is the recording feature. Okay, so we can record the scripts in three ways again, and I will show you that. So the first and the easiest way is I go to the testing explorer here. Okay, and when I go to the bottom, there is a tools tab here in the Playwright section. Okay, there are two options: record new and record at cursor. Okay, so method 1 is record new, method 2 is record at cursor. Are you guys seeing all this?
Yes.
All right then, great. So first we will learn the first method, that is record new. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'll click on record new. As soon as I click on record new, it launches a browser for me. You'll see this recording panel coming around, which has these various actions to be performed. I will just enter my URL of the application on which we are going to work, and I will start going through my actions. Like I want to go to login. I want to enter my username. I have a couple of users already created, so I will use one of them. And I will click on login. And then this red dot will help me stop the recording. So I can just say stop recording. Okay, and I can close browser. If I go back, it has created a new test file, test1 spec.ts. Okay, in this it has recorded each and every step that I have actioned upon. Okay, I basically went to this URL, I clicked on a link called login, and then I clicked on email address text box, and then I had entered my email, and then I pressed a tab button on my keyboard to go to the next text box, which is password, and I then added the password, and then I clicked on the login button. Okay, so each and every step got recorded. Okay, and these steps are basically also, if you see, they have given certain selectors and locators for your elements already. Okay, so Playwright tries to give you the best option of your selectors and locators for your use. Okay, don't worry about what is async, what is await. We are going to learn all this throughout our session. Okay, this is just a small, I'm just giving you a taste of Playwright, that how basically Playwright works. from Monday onwards, we are going to start with TypeScript first, and then we are going to go to Playwright, so that you are able to understand the basic concepts of TypeScript first, and then we'll go switch to Playwright. So currently we are just having a small taste of Playwright, that how ease is there, how much ease is there with Playwright. Okay. So all this is what got recorded as per my ease. Okay. Now the other feature, the second step is record at cursor. So what happens is that, for example, you have created a test. So this test is now already created. Now I want to add more steps to this particular test. Okay. And I want to move ahead and start from here itself, where the login has already happened. Okay. So what I say is that I would like to record at cursor. So wherever my cursor is there, when I click on record at cursor, the next recording starts from here. It will not create a new file and record the complete thing, but it will record from the cursor where your cursor is placed. Okay? Till here, everyone?
Yes. Yes.
Great. Last but not the least, the third way of recording is through the Playwright command again. Okay, and the command is npx playwright code gen. Okay, so code gen is a UI that Playwright provides, and to initiate that UI, we will use this command npx playwright code gen. I am sending this command in the chat also. Once you write npx playwright code gen and press enter, it launches a browser as well as a UI. So this is the UI. Okay. In this, it starts recording the test right from the scratch. Okay. And it provides you this UI where the recording can be seen of each and every step that you are going to work upon. Okay. So I will again take the same URL and where is code gen? So this is my code gen. Just keep it in parallel. I will just enter the URL. So it is also doing the same things. I click here, I go here, I type my user 1xyz.com, and then my password is 1234567 8. Why didn't I type this one? And then I click on login. Right? So it created a code for me here. So it has recorded each and everything that I did. I went back to the email address and I did some changes there to delete and everything. So it has recorded everything. So I can just, copy this complete file from here. I can say copy and I can paste it inside my code. Okay. And there are various other values. We can also assert values from here. Okay. We can add, we will learn it in the future, how we can do that. And this is how we can use the CodeGen UI for our recording purposes. Okay. And I can stop the recording from here and I can just copy this code. Probably I can just copy this code, and in my VS Code I can go and I can paste this inside any other spec file that I want. Probably I want to create another test here. So I'll just copy it here, and this is my second test. Okay. So I don't need the import part because the import is already there. So yeah, I'll say test 1, test 2. Till here, everybody?
Tripti, through CodeGen, basically we can We can record the new test, but we cannot use the cursor facility, correct?
No, no, we cannot. How to record another test in the same file? Um, okay, you want to create another test in the same file. Uh, that I no, that cannot happen exactly, because you will have to use the cursor, or probably with the cursor. If I do, not sure if it will create a new. Oopsie doopsie. What was the URL? Just a minute, I'll just extract. No, it will not create another test, but it will only record the steps. So you will have to create another test, or it will create, or you will have to use, record new only, and then probably merge the two tests. I basically don't use recorder much, so I write the tests myself only. Any other questions? What is the use of this recording to identify the exact failure? No, as I said that in at the initial stage when you are not known to the tool at all, and you want to understand that how the tests are created and how it can help you in the initial recording, and so that you can proceed further with your tests. Obviously, you should not rely on the recorded tests. You can enhance them further, and we will learn that. If you're talking about debugging, then no, the recorders cannot be used for debugging. Yes, there is a tool through which we can debug. There are various ways, actually, two, three ways in Playwright that we can debug, and I will make you learn in the coming up sessions that how we can debug. Any other questions, anyone? Everyone was able to catch up with this much, understood this much? All right, then great.
Why we can't rely on this record and replay things? Why, is it any limitations further? Is there, or we face any
There are a
challenges
lot of,
afterwards?
yes, there are a lot of limitations. So whatever we recorded just now, try rerunning it, okay? And you will understand what I am saying,
Yeah. Okay.
okay? Because the website that I just used, which was this one, when you are going to the login thing, you are basically hovering over this particular element, my account, right? This is a hovering element, okay? This expands only when you hover over it, so that is not getting recorded anywhere, okay? This got recorded, but this will not work. It will not find this element, so try rerunning it and you'll understand what I mean. Plus, the selectors or the locators that Playwright has recorded, it may happen that they are not unique. It might be the best choice, but it may happen that they are not unique, okay?
Yeah, only we can use it like if something is not, we are unable to figure it out. At that case, might be we can
It
use it
helps in
for
it helps in
help
lot of
purpose.
ways. Yes, it helps in a lot of ways. Like while recording, when I initiated this record new, say suppose, when I initiated this browser, this application, and then I was seeing some tooltips. Do you see these tooltips? Get by
Yeah.
role, and then get by role link. So it is giving you options that what I am going to use or what you can use on it, or for the locators and selectors of that element. It is already giving those options to you, okay, beforehand. So you can use, basically it helps you in that also, right?
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Even CodeGen helps you a lot in that. We will learn more in depth about it in our coming forward sections, but this was just to give you a taste of Playwright, that how Playwright works. Basically, to understand all the nitty gritties of further coming up programming sessions, we will first have to understand the basics of TypeScript. Otherwise, this was just a linear program. This is not even modularized. We will be learning about page objects and all. So for creating page objects, we need to learn how the classes and interfaces work, and how TypeScript, in TypeScript you need to create that. So for that, we will first have to go through our basics of TypeScript, and then we will come back to Playwright. So today I am just giving you a gist of how Playwright works, and how you can, you see that how comfortable it is to work with Playwright, the ease of using Playwright basically.
Okay. Got it.
From Monday onwards, I will start with the basics of TypeScript first, which will need at least 5 sessions, depending on how fast we can catch up. It can be 4 also, it can be 5 also, it can go up to 6 7 sessions also. So depending on us only, that how we catch up, and then we will switch back to Playwright.
Hi, Tripti. Just one thing. When we start with the yeah, TypeScript,
Yeah.
as you mentioned on Monday, so do we need to have a pre-knowledge of JavaScript,
No,
or
I'm
that people?
no, not at all, Alok. I will be going with the very basics. I'm also going to show you that, Vaibhav, for that you can get in touch with Kumar sir. Okay. So I will go with very basics of TypeScript. Okay, very basics of TypeScript, and also at every level I will be showing you the difference that is there in TypeScript and JavaScript, and what TypeScript provides extra over and above JavaScript.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you. I thought TypeScript is basically the subset of JavaScript.
it is a
So, so
superset of
there's
JavaScript.
superset, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that without JavaScript, like for running also, I guess we'll be running it through JavaScript only. Like a
No,
JavaScript folder
TypeScript,
will be created or something.
types. So Tulasi
Okay.
and Vaibhav, for the free sessions you can talk to Kumar sir. I am not aware of that. Okay, I'm just the felicitator. So yes, Alok, don't worry about that. I'm going to go with very basics, and you will understand the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript at a very basic level also. So don't worry about
Okay, thank you.
We
Yeah,
will get
thank you, Tripti.
assignments on this, right? Or
it. I will be
the
giving you
TypeScript.
assignments, because weekends would be no sessions, so you need to do some practice.
Yeah. Basically, the we understand most fully. That's what I thought. Like we, what you teach us might be we understand, but might be the for the logic building might be we face the issue.
Yeah, definitely. I understand that part. I'll be giving you assignments. No worries on that.
Tripti, do we need to learn whole TypeScript, or some part of the programming language which will
So
be beneficial
I'm
for?
going to go with some, with basics, all or everything basic, and some of the advanced topics of TypeScript, because we are going to use those during our Playwright program.
Okay, so we do not need to learn the whole TypeScript, right? Only some concept, some logic we need to learn. That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
But please try to understand that maybe you guys are from a background where you might have some hands-on over the automation or some programming language or scripting language. There might be people who might not be aware of it, so I have to be coming from that level where you are just a blank blackboard for me, and I need to, write everything and anything over there to make you understand. So the others who are experienced may have to be patient enough. I
Tripti,
hope. Yes.
Tripti, one question.
Yes, Ajay.
The second test which we have created,
Right.
I'm not able to run it. Do we have to do any configuration to include this test into the test runner?
You're not able to run it. Why you're not able to run it?
I don't know. I have created a one file. Okay.
So are you not seeing this green sign over here?
No.
Have you installed Playwright for VS Code?
Yeah, yeah. I was able to run the example one, but
So this spec file that got created, has it got created inside the tests folder or has it got created somewhere outside?
that is, okay, it is created under the test hyphen examples. Yeah,
Right. So now here is another one.
yeah.
If you have anything other than tests being used, then you need to change the Playwright config. Okay. So
Okay.
this test directory is the one which redirects you to the tests folder. So either you can just say here dot, so it will find everything from the root file. Okay.
Yeah.
Either change it to the dot or change the folder name here
Okay. Got it.
and to save it. Okay. Only
Yep.
then you'll be able to see the changes. Control S.
Yes.
Working now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
No
I can
problem.
see this.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Monday onwards, I'll see you back. Please register yourself and make the payments so that you can continue with the sessions. And Monday onwards, we will start with TypeScript first, and we will go back to Playwright once the TypeScript sessions are complete. So be patient and stick on. Yeah. Have a nice weekend.
As we can.
Uh, Tripti, for today's session, the recording will be shared on that group itself.
Yes, yes, it will be shared.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I think yesterday's session was also shared. I don't know. I did not check because that control is not with me. Uh, Kumar sir will be able to provide you the links.